Good morning, everyone. It's cold here, and I'm ready to go to the barn already. Yes, you see this jacket? Yeah, that's obviously not an original part. Neither are the buttons. This jacket is. My mom sent me that jacket from Switzerland, and it's got to be at least 35 years old. Isn't that something? And it's still in pretty good shape. I have a patch back here somewhere. Let's see, where is it? and Yep, I had to take the zipper out. That wasn't working anymore, so I made buttonholes and buttons on it. Works great. I actually like the buttons better than the zipper on it. And then the sleeves completely wore out, so I just patched on new sleeves. Isn't that something? I love this jacket. This jacket in the last 20 years. When I was in the city, I didn't use it a whole lot. But in the last 20 years here, every winter, right? Fall, winter, and spring, this jacket was worn every day. Just about every day. And it's still holding up. I'd say that's craftsmanship right there. That's a well made jacket, right? Yeah, I needed a few adjustments over the years, but yeah, yes, yeah. And it's got fleece on the inside. See, like this? It's got a gazillion pockets too. It's got inside pockets, got outside pockets, got a pocket up here. Yep, yes, it's a perfect jacket to the barn. I love it. And of course, every time I wear it, who do I think of? Mm, yes, my mom. There's a long story goes with that too. I know, I hope, I feel that once we're both in spirit world, I think we really can have that mother-daughter relationship maybe that I so longed for all my life. Yes. Oh, does that mean no, 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 no. Let's not go there. So, what did I do yesterday? I could talk about all kinds of things people are doing out there. Don't feel like it. I just don't. I don't want to be involved, right? For many different reasons. So, what did I do yesterday? Yes, yes. Well, first, I peeled all not the ginger, not all of it. I still have quite a bit in there because I want to try and make a zucchini kimchi. Yes. Yes. And so I have to have a little ginger for that. And then I put some, otherwise away, fresh. And this I put in my own homemade plum vinegar. I have all kinds of different vinegars that I made. Okay. No, I started out wanting to make wine. Okay. And I make it a very simple way. So it doesn't always turn into wine, it turns into vinegar. And so I have all kinds of different vinegars. And if you go and read up on all kinds of different fruit vinegars, they all have some amazing good benefits for your system. Yes? Anyway, so I put this in plum vinegar and I'm very excited about it. Yes. I love that pickled ginger that you can get, at the Asian restaurants. I could eat that all day long. I'm going to be eating it all day long pretty soon myself. Then, as I said, I took over that cart and it worked so well. And this is all the perilla seeds that I collected. I'm going to make a tincture out of it. Yes, I'm going to use alcohol for it. A cheap one. You don't need expensive alcohol. Some cheap vodka will do just fine for this. And let it sit. And then I'll have a amazing tincture for my immune system again. Of course, I'm going to collect some and roast them. And I use them like sesame seeds as well. Well, different taste. Who cares? And they're great. Also, just cracked up. Yeah, again, in just about any dish gives it such a good flavor. So there it is. Ooh, a little bug just surfaced here. Oh, did I get you now? Oh, looks like I got it. I want to collect some more. This is just from about 30 plants. Yes? Yeah. I can only do so much. And my body says, done, you're done. They're tall plants. To pull them out is not that easy. I could cut them, but I want the roots out because, as I said, it's in my soil over there, my manure. So there is that. And then out of the, of course, there came some little parts of where the seeds are in, and I had over a few leaves. They look good. Once I had it sifted through, right, through just a colander, I had some left over, and I thought, I'll keep it now, I'll make some tea. And then when I had peeled, just with a knife, you just scrape off, right? Don't need to do more. If you cut it with a knife, then you take way too much off. So you just scrape it off, right? And I kept all the peel, and then I put the rest of what I had here, right, left over, plus the ginger together, and I made me a tea. And here it is. Yes, I added some sugar. Ginger perilla tea. Man, that's good. It is so good. I think I have another favorite tea. So that's what I do. I do that with apple peels. I do that with lemon peels, orange peels. I just make a big old thing of tea with it instead of just throwing them out. And then I have reused one more time something that then makes such a delicious, what? Beverage. Yes? I pay all that money for juice. Yeah. Then I had this, I want to make some steamed bread. I've become a real fan of certain Asian foods. And, well, I'm not out there going to Asian restaurants and stuff. Besides, I don't think you could get those either. So I made some steamed buns. Look how well they turned out. And they're filled. I'm not going to open one up. I filled them with, I had some turkey meat. And I found one pretty big, though, puffball mushroom. I diced up some onions, diced up really fine some zucchini, diced up some really fine butternut squash. What else did I put in it? Some of the herb butter that I made. I stuck that in, and I first sauteed everything, and then I just made a simple bun dough, right? And filled them, and then put them in the steamer. Yes, and I just used my wok. I put water in it, and then put the steamer thing on top of it. It all takes about 15 minutes. Isn't that something? Well, anyway, I already ate 4 of them. 3 of them. 4 of them. How interestingly, too, there's 4 that fit, right, into one little tray. And I had 2 of those trays, plus the top. And I had made exactly enough dough, without even, just kind of, okay, eyeball it. I'd made exactly enough dough for 8 of them, and they all fit in those trays. Anyway, I always marvel at things like that. That happens to me a lot. I make exactly the same, right? Exactly the right amount for things to fit wherever. Spirit world, right? I love it. I just love it. And my plants are over there. Then also, I don't think you can see it, but there's a couple of buckets sitting over there. We were mowing out here, and I seen that, I think it's some cucumbers and something else, squash that had come up where the seeds had just fallen. And they came up in about 3 different places, and I didn't have the heart to just mow them down. So I picked them out of the ground, and I stuck them in a bucket. My sister, guys, she looked at me, you know that's not going to happen. And even if it does, where are the vines going to go all in the house, right? Anyway, some of them are doing really well. Actually, they all have recuperated. And then the other bucket has the ginger in it that I'm also going to take in. Well, anyway, so here I go again, right? Just all the plants are already in the house otherwise. that need, can't frost, right? Otherwise they'll be destroyed. And the tops of the ginger are in a beautiful clay pot. It's not a pot. Let's go. And I tied it to the post so it wouldn't blow over. And I love it. I love looking at it. It's just wonderful. So, oh my God, that tea has such a taste. Oh. Okay, let's get going. Today I'm going to go collect some more of those seeds. I don't have any liquor in the house. So I got to get me some of that somehow. But they're fine as long as they're dried, right? Yes, as long as they're dried, and I can put them in a jar, right? They're nice and dry, no moisture in it anymore. Put them in a jar. I can wait. I'll wait, right? Yes, I'll wait. Suddenly something will come my way. You watch. If it's God's will, it will happen. Okay, we are in here. 2 Samuel 10. I have got to clean up the garage. I cleaned up a nice spot for me in the garage. Kind of claimed the spot in the garage, right? Yes. Well, everybody else claimed theirs, and I'm going, hey, I can't work anywhere here with what I'm doing. And I was getting towards Christmas, right? Yes. Maybe I'll show you guys what I do for Christmas. Told you what I'm going to do for Halloween. All right. And I shoved everything that wasn't supposed to be there in the other spots. And now it's a mess out there in their spots. So I need to go and do a little bit of cleaning up. But that wouldn't be quite fair, right? Yes. And hopefully I'll get going upstairs. We'll see how my body is doing. I got up this morning and I said, this is this lower lumbar problem where you just feel like, you know, the upper body and the lower part of your body are just about to be cut in half or something. Yeah. But I'm good now. Move around, do some things. Now I'm good. Now I'm sitting again. That would be a problem getting up again then. I'm just grateful. Grateful every day. Okay? When I can just do what I need to do. Which one thing is, right, when you have a lumbar problem like this, like I have, then you can't, and nobody can do anything about it, right? There's some exercises, this, that can stabilize it. I tried everything, okay? The problem is, when you have a problem like that, you shouldn't be lifting anything. Yes. That's why I have that list that I talked about yesterday, right? So I have a little help from people. But, for example, there's a 50-pound plus bag of dog food out in the garage I need to bring in. And I could wait until Cece gets home tonight. But the thing is, she shouldn't be lifting anything either. Okay? So what? So I'm going to have someone else, okay, do it so that I feel better, but then it's going to hurt her. So I'm going, hey, there are other ways to do things like that, right? I have a dolly out there. I'm going to slide that on the dolly, then pull it up into the house and move it all through. Yeah, I can do that. And put it all the way, and done. Yes? And I'm not going to carry a 50-pound plus bag of dog food, right? I shouldn't be carrying, no matter how many steps. Yes? We're designed to solve problems, not create them or become a problem for someone else. Yes? Okay, all right. There. I think we're done. Okay. 2 Samuel 10. The Ammonite War, Birth of Solomon. David's ambassadors are insulted. After this, when the king of the Ammonites died and his son Hanun succeeded him, David thought, I shall show Hanun, son of Nahash, the same faithful love as his father showed me. Oh. Oh. And David sent his representatives to offer him condolences over his father. But when David's representatives reached the Ammonites' country, the Ammonite princes said to Hanun, their master, do you really think David means to honor your father when he sends you messengers with sympathy? On the contrary, the reason why David has sent his representatives to you is to explore the city, to reconnoiter and so overthrow it. Whereupon Hanun seized David's representatives, shaved off half their beards. What? Shaved off half their beards, cut their clothes off halfway up their buttocks, and sent them away. When David was told, he sent someone to meet them, since the men were overcome with shame. Stay in Jericho, the king said, until your beards have grown again, and come back then. Oh. So, one has to, again, okay, what's the relationship here between two people here now that seem to have been fine with each other, right? Now, what happens? The father dies, the son inherits, and it sounds to me like right from, he was, who told him? Oh, the other sons of Nahash, right? It says princes, so that must mean that they were Hanun's, this is Hanun, I think that's what it is, Hanun's brothers, right? Now, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Already knowing, I mean, this is at the time now where David hasn't lost a war. And here are these, what, spoiled, jealous, resentful, whatever, brothers of Hanun telling him what? They've got to know this is going to cause conflict. And Hanun, why is he so dumb? That's a dumb king, in my opinion. Or did Nahash not teach Hanun, the one he put in as the heir of the Ammonites, the country? Right? What's going on here? Huh? What is that? How does that make sense? It only makes sense if we're going to have to accept that there was inside fighting going on after Daddy died. Yes, it wasn't about the people, the Ammonites, anymore, or the relationship with Israel and King David. Beware when you have leaders like that in place. All right. So there you go. At least they didn't kill the guys that came. The first Ammonite campaign. When the Ammonites realized that they had antagonized David, what they didn't realize they were going to do that before. And again, so before we read, did you get this part? So before we read, right, it's the princes telling Hanun, okay, and then it's all between the higher ups, the stuff going on, right? Yes? But then here, okay, to kind of, okay, what? To do what? To find sympathy with their common people now, with the mess they just made, okay? When the Ammonites realized, it wasn't when Hanun and the princes and whoever else gave him did that realized. No, it was when the Ammonites realized. Yeah, see how the common people are pulled into crap. That they had antagonized David, they sent agents to hire 20,000 foot soldiers from the Arameans of Beth Rehob and the Arameans of Zobah. 1,000 men from the king of Makkah and 12,000 men from the prince of Tob. Now, wait a minute. Wait a second. I thought that was already all taken over by David, and he's made them into his subjects, killed half of them, kept the other half. Okay, yet. Okay. Uh, when David heard this, he sent Joab with the whole army, the champions. The Ammonites marched out and drew up their line of battle at the city gate, while the Arameans of Zobah and of Rehob and the men of Tob and Maacah kept their distance in the open country. Now, wait a minute. I thought there was a problem with Joab going after that one guy before David became king and then killed him because that guy had killed his brother. And I thought there was some problem there, but it looks like he's in charge again. Okay. Joab, seeing that he had to fight on two fronts, to his front and to his rear, chose the best of Israel's picked men and drew them up in line facing the Arameans. He entrusted the rest of the army to his brother Abishai and drew them up in line facing the Ammonites. So it sounds to me like beforehand it sounded like a done deal. David had conquered all these people, made him his subjects, they paid him tribute, and that was that? I thought he also put all kinds of people in charge. Well then, yeah, okay, I don't know. I have no idea how this has come to be here now. How this is possible, but I guess it was. So not quite. Okay. If the Arameans prove too strong for me, he said, you must come to my help. If the Ammonites prove too strong for you, I shall come to yours. Be brave. Let us acquit ourselves like men for the sake of our people and for the cities of our God. And let Yahweh do as he thinks right. Hey, pulling God into it again. Aha, just like the common people being pulled into things. Joab and the force with him joined battle with the Arameans, who fled at his onslaught. When the Ammonites saw that the Arameans had fled, they too fled from Abishai and withdrew into the city. Hence Joab broke off his campaign against the Ammonites and returned to Jerusalem. Okay. Victory over the Arameans. The Arameans, realizing that Israel had got the better of them, concentrated their forces. Hadadezer sent messengers and mobilized the Arameans living on the other side of the river. Hadadezer, he's still around too. Oh. And these arrived at Helam with Shobach, the commander of Hadadezer's army, at their head. David, being informed of this, mustered all Israel, crossed the Jordan, and arrived at Helam. The Arameans drew up in line facing David and engaged him. But the Arameans fled from Israel, and David killed 700 of their chariot teams and 40,000 men. He also cut down Shobach, the commander of their army, who died there. When all Hadadezer's vassal kings saw that Israel had got the better of them, they made peace with the Israelites and became their subjects. Oh. The Arameans were afraid to give any more help to the Ammonites. Okay. It's all about war and conquering and this, that, and this, and blah, 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 blah. Too bad. I feel like I've already said so much about war. I don't know if there's more to say. How should a people be led? When I think that, really, when it comes down to it, and one could get into a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to that, Israel, the first Israel, was the first people to just believe in one God. Supposedly, that's what they were. And who then is supposed to be the guide of these people? Ah, of course, God, right? Yes? So if that is the case, then in the Old Testament, we have 10 rules. I have to keep bringing it up, don't I? Which are the 10 commandments. Direct guidance from God to mankind. Yes? Well then, there are many different denominations and religions now, kind of, whatever, but they have one thing in common, the one God. Yes? How is the one God used? Yes? Even the Native Americans here, right, for thousands of years, had whom? The Great Spirit, Manitou, right? I'm sure they have other names for it, as their guide. And how is that guide being used? God and these religions, all of them. If Israel was the first people to have followed the one God, acknowledged the one God, the creator of it all, our Father in heaven, our heavenly parents in heaven, then shouldn't the 10 Commandments stand for everyone out there believing in the one God, no matter what religion, denomination, or whatever you are out there? Yes? Yet, we make up our own rules for everything. Yes? Instead of solving problems, we just make more rules. Our own laws, right? Yes? Well, anywho, people can't agree on anything. They should agree on the 10 Commandments. Done if you believe in the one God. Yes? Okay. Yes? Then the Old Testament has to teach us one great thing. What the guidance of God looks like. What Israel and the Ammonites and Arameans and before that, is that God's guide doing? Is that God's guidance? Is it truly? Yes. Throw God in there, so God's thrown in there, kind of. Certain places, yes, when it looks good, when it looks like, haha, right? Yes, all right. Well, people do what they want out there, yes. I may have mentioned this before. What if? Two camps fighting. One just says, "We're done with this. We're gonna follow the laws of God. We're gonna follow the guidance of God." And Jesus, we're gonna lay down our weapons and make them into plowshares. And instead of being ready with weapons to kill each other, to kill and be killed, we're gonna have baskets of food ready to share. Would that stir the heart of the other army? And the common soldier goes, heck yeah, I gotta go home and do the same thing. I got family, I got children to raise. What am I doing here? Fighting against these people. Can't be done, huh? It's not possible. Well, that would be taking a risk. Yeah, you're taking a risk regardless. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have to say again this morning. I got things to do, seeds to collect. It's about time to collect some goldenrod. Yes, superfood out there. I wait for the seeds Great addition to any food. It's another beautiful day. I left 3 of the roosters out last night. They were terrorizing one of the hens. I thought, oh, I'm gonna teach. I got 4 roosters and 3 too many. So I left them outside, kind of hoping that something will come and get him. Let nature take care of these guys. You just need 1 rooster, maybe 1 for backup, but not even really. Hens lay eggs anyway. I don't need a rooster. They're just then not fertilized. But anyway, these guys are mean and hateful to some of the ladies, and they make good chicken and dumplings. So maybe when my brother-in-law is back, I'm gonna tell him, just put these guys out of their misery. I'm done with the fighting and like I said, I like taking good care of my hens, right? Yes. Well, they provide us with eggs. So, but I see that they're all 3 still over there. I closed up the barn so they can't get in the barn anymore. I had to go and hunt for the eggs again upstairs. And as I said, there could still be a snake up there. They're all starting to hibernate now, so I'm not worried. But it's warm enough in there that they would no doubt come out of the winter sleep and go, ooh, eggs, yum. Mine are still laying. Sometimes hens stop laying when it gets really cold. Ours do usually for 2 or 3 weeks. Then they start up again like crazy. So still going. And I found the eggs. That wasn't too hard to find them, thank God. I thought I had to move bales and everything. Again, how heavy are those bales? Yeah, between 50 and 75 to 80 pounds. So, but I didn't have to, so I closed up the barn. There's no more chickens in there. So the roosters can't go in there either. Well, anyway. Ow. That's not nice. Well, I said, being mean to my hands. No, I'm not having that. So they're good outside, and they do fine, even in below freezing, below 0 weather. They pop into the trees, and they're perfectly fine. I've never had a chicken fall out of the tree in the winter either. So they either survive out there and do their thing. But as I said, my brother-in-law's coming back. Chicken and dumplings. And they're young roosters, so they'll taste good. All right, that's all I have to say this morning. Yes? Yeah. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time. Ooh, one more sip of my... Absolutely delicious tea. From what? But most people look at this garbage, waste from their food. Makes such a great tea. Yes? Talk to y'all another time.